Hello everyone. Welcome to the video course on inventory management and the continuous review policy. My name is Michael Huth and I am Professor for Logistics and Supply Chain Management at Fulda University.
And my name is Patrick Kraus. I'm assistant to Professor Huth and master student in Supply Chain Management. This video course for all of you who want to learn more about inventory management.
The main goal of this course is for you to get an idea of the continuous review policy and that you will be able to calculate the reorder point and the order quantity on your own. So, let's start.
This is Paul. He is studying supply chain management at Fulda University. To earn some money for his living, he works for a coffee bar located on campus. There, he sells soft drinks, refills the fridge, and reorders new soft drinks from a wholesaler.
The task of reordering, however, is more difficult than he thought. When he orders too much, he will have problems storing all bottles in the fridge or in the small storage room. And when he orders too late or too few drinks, there might be a stock-out situation and he cannot sell drinks to the customers. So, these customers might leave the coffee bar and buy their drinks somewhere else.
The main reason for Paul's difficult situation is that the demand for soft drinks is not constant. It rather fluctuates over time. You can see the inventory level for soft drinks as a function of time. The decrease of the inventory level is not linear.
This is due to several factors that have an impact on demand. For example, on a hot day, demand will be higher, whereas on a cooler day, demand will be lower. Other factors are the time of the day and if you're in the middle of the semester or in the semester break.
So, how should Paul decide when and how much to reorder?
This is what can happen. Paul might order too much or too early. In this case, he is not able to store the goods and maybe he is not able to sell all drinks until the best before date.
Or Paul orders too late. There is the danger that he runs out of stock until the delivery arrives, so he's not able to sell soft drinks to the customers. Not a good situation at all.
Paul also has to take into account the lead time of the order. In the period between placing an order and the actual delivery, there will be customers buying drinks, so the stock level will decrease.
Paul has to cope with this challenge, so he thinks of his course in supply chain management, and he remembers one topic from the course that could solve his problem, the continuous review policy.
And this is how it is done. You just have to apply those two formulas, and then you're done. But hey, if you don't get it on the spot, don't worry. We will get behind these formulas in a step-by-step procedure.
In general, we are going to follow a so-called QR policy. That means, whenever the inventory falls to a reorder level R, we will place an order for Q units.
Before we start, we should explain what is meant by continuous review policy. To put it in a nutshell, inventory is reviewed continuously and orders are placed whenever the inventory reaches a particular level, which is called the reorder point. And this way we optimize the reorder point and the order quantity at the same time.
There are a few assumptions that we should know when applying to our approach. The first assumption is, when we place an order for drinks, we pay a per unit price for the drinks plus a fixed cost per shipment. This fixed cost could be internal cost of ordering or cost for shipping and handling.
The second assumption is, if a customer orders a soft drink but there is no inventory on hand to fulfill the order is lost. And the third assumption is, the cafe bar, or better, the manager of this cafe, specifies a service level. But what is meant by service level?
For our approach, the service level is defined as the probability of not stocking out during the lead time. For example, if the cafe specifies a service level of 95%, then an average 95% of the customer orders can be fulfilled.
Z is the so-called safety factor. This constant is associated with the service level. The factor Z is chosen from statistical tables. To achieve a higher service level, you need more inventory. The required inventory to reach higher service level increases exponentially.
That is the reason why in practice a service level of, let's say, 96% is quite good, considering the trade-off between a service level and inventory holding cost. Now you're familiar with the additional assumptions for this model. Keep them in mind when applying the continuous review policy. The next step in our procedure is to think of the information Paul needs to implement the inventory strategy. Here you can see the relevant variables.
The first piece of information is the average daily demand for the soft drink and the standard deviation of the daily demand. L is the replenishment lead time. This is the time the retailer needs to deliver the products. H stands for the holding cost per bottle of the soft drink per day. And the last bit of information is something you already know from our previous discussion. It's the specified service level.
Now let's take a look at the inventory level as a function of time. Let's assume that there is a certain reorder level R. When the inventory level reaches this level, Paul has to order new soft drinks. After a certain period, the replenishment or lead time, Paul receives the new soft drinks. During the lead time, the inventory level further decreases because of customers buying drinks.
Now you can see the so-called inventory position. The inventory position is the current inventory of soft drinks plus those bottles that had been ordered by Paul but have not arrived yet. The maximum inventory position can easily be calculated. It is the reorder level plus the ordered quantity. After the order is delivered by the wholesaler, Paul can sell those soft drinks and the inventory level decreases again.
Let's have a closer look at the reorder level. Somehow, Paul needs some advice how to calculate this number.
The reorder level R consists of two components. We are sure you remember the variables we discussed previously. The first component of the reorder level is the necessary average inventory during lead time. The necessary average inventory ensures that there are enough bottles on stock to cover demand during lead time. The average inventory during lead time can easily be calculated. Just multiply the average demand with the lead time.
The second component of the reorder level is the safety stock. The safety stock is the amount of inventory Paul needs to cover unexpected demand during lead time. You can see that the safety factor Z is used to calculate the safety stock. The higher the service level, the higher is the safety stock. To calculate the safety stock, you multiply the specific Z value, the standard deviation of the demand, and the square root of the lead time. If you have the required values for all variables, it is easy to calculate the reorder level. Shortly, we will demonstrate this in an example.
Right now, Paul knows when he should order new drinks, but not how much he should order. So let's put an eye on the order quantity Q.
For our model, we can use the concept of the economic order quantity. It is a simple approach that aims to minimize total cost. You can see how the order quantity is calculated. K represents fixed ordering cost. Again, we need to take into account the average demand and the holding cost per unit.
To sum it up, now Paul can calculate the reorder level, so he knows when to order. And he can calculate the economic order quantity, so he knows how much to order.
We are sure you could follow us. To make sure that we can apply this knowledge, we are using a simple example from Paul's cafe bar. Paul has already compiled all relevant information.
Every time Paul orders from the wholesaler, there will be fixed cost of €4.50. This cost is independent of the order volume. The price for a single bottle of the soft drink is 90 cents. We assume that no discounts apply.
There are also inventory holding costs Paul has to consider. We assume that the holding cost of 1 cent per bottle per day has been calculated before. The wholesaler normally needs 2 days to deliver any order, so the lead time is 2 days. Paul's boss wants that at least 97% of all customer wishes should be fulfilled. Thus, the service level is 97%.
So, how can Paul proceed? Stop! Paul hasn't got all relevant data. He needs information on the average demand and on the distribution of the demand.
To calculate this information, Paul can use historical sales data. First, he calculates the average demand. It is 38 bottles per day. Then, he uses spreadsheet calculation to derive the standard deviation. It is 5.14 bottles.
The next step is to get the value for Z, the safety factor. Paul can either use a statistical table or a spreadsheet calculation application like Microsoft Excel. The Z value is 1.88. Now Paul is able to calculate the reorder point and economic order quantity.
We use the formulas we explained in the first part of our video course. We recommend using a spreadsheet calculation to calculate the two required values. Those applications enable you to do some simulation or what-if analysis. The average inventory during lead time is 76 bottles. The safety stock should be 13.68 or, if you round it up, 14 bottles. That leads to the reorder level of 19 bottles. Thus, when the inventory level drops to 90, Paul should reorder bottles from the wholesaler.
The last step for Paul is to calculate how many bottles he should order. Paul uses the formula for the economic order quantity. Entering all relevant data into the formula, Paul receives the result of 184.93. Thus, if you also round up this value, Paul should order 185 bottles. This way, he minimizes total cost.
Now it's easy for Paul to manage the coffee bar's inventory. He will continuously check the inventory level. When the stock level reaches 19 bottles or lower, Paul will order 185 bottles from the wholesaler. So, Paul was able to solve the problem by using the models of the continuous review policy.
So, let's wrap it up. You know that the continuous review policy is an option to make good decisions in inventory management by optimizing the reorder point and the order quantity. You have a basic understanding of what is meant by service level and safety stock. You have understood the two simple models and you know what data is required to apply the models. You are able to calculate the reorder point and the order quantity on your own. Hi guys, it's us again. First, we would like to thank you for watching this video.
Further, we hope that the topic continuous review policy became clear to you.
Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have further questions or suggestions on this video. My contact information is displayed in the video. Again, thank you and bye for now.